Hello and welcome to today's episode. I'm Tony, and in this solo podcast, I invite you on a thought-provoking journey into the mystical realm where spirituality, mythology, and theology intertwine. What if, just what if, we, humanity, are descendants of fallen angels? Could the original sin that has followed us since the dawn of time be more than an abstract concept? Could it be that our struggle with good and evil is rooted in a celestial past we barely remember? Join me as we explore the possibility that our origins lie not in innocence, but in an ancient heavenly rebellion, and that our inherent flaws stem from this divine link. The concept of fallen angels exists across various religious and mythological traditions. In Christianity, the most well-known narrative describes Lucifer, once the brightest angel, rebelling against God and being cast out of heaven with a legion of angels. These fallen angels, now called demons, became associated with evil, temptation, and corruption. In other spiritual traditions, similar ideas emerge. The Book of Enoch, an ancient Jewish text, tells the story of the Watchers, a group of angels who descended to earth, fell in love with a human woman, and fathered children known as the Nephilim. These beings were giants, neither fully human nor divine, doomed to exist in the shadows between two worlds. Could it be that these myths aren't just stories, but distant memories encoded into our collective subconscious? If so, it raises a profound question. Are we their descendants? And if so, is our original sin simply that we belong to them? Original sin, in Christian theology, refers to humanity inherited guilt from the first disobedience in the Garden of Eden. But let's consider an alternative interpretation. What if original sin isn't about eating forbidden fruit, but about the spiritual inheritance we received from these rebellious angels? Fallen angels, by nature, are caught in duality. They were once divine, yet they choose to rebel. They embody both light and darkness, wisdom and folly, creation and destruction. As their possible descendants, we might carry this same tension within us. We too seem to exist in a state of inner conflict, pulled between our highest potential and our most destructive urges. Could this be the source of a humanity moral struggle? The feeling that we are torn between doing good and succumbing to temptation, between divine inspirations and earthly desires? If we are linked to fallen angels, then what is the purpose of our existence here on earth? Are we being punished, living out the consequences of our forebears' rebellion? Or could our time on earth be something more, a chance at redemption? One possibility is that our lives are an opportunity to reconcile with our dual nature. Maybe our journey is about learning to live with the tension between good and evil within us, instead of being consumed by it. The fallen angels were banished because they couldn't find balance. They chose defiance and chaos, but we, as their descendants, might have a different path. We have the chance to rise above the brokenness we inherited and choose love, peace, and unity instead. Could this be why we are here? Not just as punishment, but as a means to heal what was broken so long ago. Some scientists propose that the oldest part of our brain, the reptilian brain, drives our most primitive instincts, fear, aggression, and territorial behavior. This brain structures seems to echo the behavior of fallen angels in myth, those who fought for dominance and control rather than peace. If we inherited our most primal urges for these celestial beings, it might explain humanity's tendency toward violence, tribalism, and warfare. We fight over land, resources, and power, not just because we need them to survive, but because we are carrying out an ancient narrative, one rooted in rebellion and conflict. But what if we could transcend this? What if the divine potential within us, the part inherited from the angels' original glory, could overpower the darkness? Could we rewrite the narrative our ancestor left behind? There's an idea in spiritual traditions that fallen angels long to turn to their heavenly state. They are said to suffer because they remember the beauty of what they lost. If we are their descendants, perhaps we feel this longing too, a deep, often unexplained yearning for something greater than ourselves. Could this longing be the key of our redemption? Could our spiritual journey be about reconnecting with the divine and healing the wound of separation passed down to us? Through love, wisdom, and compassion, we might be able to restore what was broken, not just for ourselves, but for the ancient spirits we are connected to. What if every act of kindness we perform brings us one step closer to redemption, not just for us, but for the fallen angels who live through us? So, what if the story of humanity isn't just about struggle and sin? What if it's about redemption? Maybe our original sin is simply the fact that we are tied to the fallen beings who made a tragic choice. But if that's the case, it also means we have the power to choose differently. We can break the cycle of conflict. We can heal the ancient wounds. We can embrace the light within us and help others do the same. Perhaps that is the greatest gift we can offer, both to ourselves and to those forgotten angels who might still watch us from the shadows. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into an idea that might change the way we think about our origins and our purpose. If we are indeed the descendants of fallen angels, then maybe our journey is about proving that even the fallen can rise again. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and keep searching for the light within. This has been Tony with another thought-provoking episode. If you enjoyed this podcast, please consider sharing it with others and leaving a review. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on this topic. Take care, and I'll see you next time.